Hello everybody, this is Tip Top MTG here today with another Magic the Gathering Arena announcement video. So they are starting to do these every week, so expect almost every Wednesday that I will be covering what they have to announce for the week. So some of these are going to be smaller, some of them are going to be bigger. We're supposed to still be getting State of the Games, and this is the second one. So far they've been consistent with 2 in a row, and this one is one of the biggest announcements we've had in a very long time, and I don't just mean the announcement type of article. I mean just the biggest announcement, or I guess release date for the game we've had in a while. So let's break it down. We're going to talk about everything in this article, and then I'm going to break down the topic you're all here to see, which is iOS's release. So welcome back for the latest Magic the Gathering Arena updates, and this week is a big one. Tomorrow we unleash MTG Arena on even more mobile devices around the world. Plus we have Strixhaven details to share for pre-order and beyond. Let's roll. So hey Siri, I'm so sorry to anyone who that just triggered. I didn't trigger mine, so we should be good there. Either way, the MTG Arena on mobile devices expands tomorrow, adding support for tablets and iOS devices. It also includes performance updates for Android devices as well, and we'll be thrilled to be releasing them to more players. So that's really exciting. Tomorrow, that being March 25th. So if it is March 25th or later and you're watching this video, it is already out on iOS. And I want to just basically say they're saying there's going to be an issue with whether you're online or not. That's the rest of this when they talk about iOS. And what I find really interesting is they haven't talked about the specs needed. Is it only iPhone 11 and above, iPhone 12 even? Or is it all iOS devices? Are iOS devices optimized enough where anything running the latest software version? Or is it not only the latest software version? I have lots of questions. And they did reveal a little bit more on Twitter that I'm going to talk about. Just note this also says support for tablets, so that means Android tablets will also be getting access to this update as well. So it should be lots and lots of new users. I'm just curious what spec of tablet and what spec of iOS device you need. I mean, does an iPhone 7 work? That's a pretty old phone, but maybe it's optimized well enough now where it can handle it. So yeah, I will be definitely getting my hands on this tomorrow, so I'm excited for that. One thing that I don't have pulled up, but they did say is in terms of update time for tomorrow, it will be rolling out throughout the day. That's how app updates work on iOS and Android, where it's not, something that just appears for everyone at the same time. It'll kind of roll out. So it'll be sometime tomorrow. Basically, I'm going to not read this whole part, but essentially there's a bug right now where you may not appear as online for your friends. And if you want to, fix that, switch yourself to offline and then back to online mode and it'll fix it. But they'll fix this eventually. It's just right now that's a short-term fix. That's what they have to say here. And we're already on to the next thing. I kind of like how concise these are. We're not talking about the controls and how, the notch on iPhones is going to affect things slightly. So that'll be cool to see. And if I may do a review of it, I didn't review the Android beta because I don't have an Android device, but I will be able to review it for both iPad and iOS and iPhone. So yeah, then they're going to talk about Strixhaven School of Mages pre-orders. I predicted that that's why they revealed the 2 Planeswalkers, so that they could have them in this announcement today. So yep, that's what's happening. Basically, they're doing their 2 traditional pre-order bonuses. So we have the 50 Strixhaven packs and 1 Kasmina and the card style and this sleeve for $50. Or you can get the Play Bundle, which gives you the Strixhaven Mastery Pass, 3 draft tokens, 1 sealed token, 1 copy of the Professor Onyx card, and the Depth Art card style for it, which I don't know if they've ever said Depth Art card style. I always heard it as Parallax. But either way, so basically it's the traditional style. It's not fancy or the alternate art, which would make a lot of sense. But I guess those haven't been revealed yet. Then you get 1 Professor Onyx card sleeve and 1 Cody the Codex pet. So what I find weird is normally there's a pet, but normally it's if you buy both of them. It's like a little bonus. Both Professor Onyx card sleeve and Cody the Codex pet are available to use before Strixhaven launches. Related to those with previous pre-orders, you may have known to get the pet, you would have to purchase both. Going forward, we plan to simply include it in one of our pre-order items. For Strixhaven, it's in the set one. Of course, with all things, we may change this again in the future. That's pretty cool. I mean, this is literally just an upgrade to the Play one. In the past, I would have said the Play one was not worth it. But if you like this pet, it is now worth it. Pets are incredibly expensive, and adding that to it really, really helps. So if you like the play bundle, it just got upgraded. For people who buy both anyways, it's not going to affect you because you're going to get it anyway. So it doesn't affect the people who buy both. It doesn't, and it's just a bonus. So overall, really good move there. I like the sleeves. I think I prefer this one, honestly. Although this one's good too. I like both of them. But yeah, then let's talk about some of the most exciting things in this article besides iOS. The Mystical Archive on MTG Arena. Now, we already knew this was coming. We just didn't have many details on it, whether it was going to be the cards in like normal art, and they were just the cards that limited would work. What was it going to look like? But let's read what they have to say. With Strixhaven School of Mages previews underway, you'll soon discover all 63 cards in the Mystical Archive that come in store and limited packs. Okay, big bomb drop right there. Not only are they in limited packs, so that means packs in drafts and sealed, but they are also in store-bought packs. So when they first revealed this, they said that in like drafts, these cards would appear and take the place of one of the commons. That's what they said was going to happen. But then they announced today, it's also going to be in your regular pack. So if you spend 1,000 gold in the store or get one from the Mastery Pass or buy the pre-order bundle, if you buy the pre-order bundle, you get 50 Mystical Archive cards. Now, I don't know if they're duplicate protected or not. We don't know necessarily what that will be like. And the Mystical Archive cards will be legal in Historic, but not Standard, unless the card is legal in Standard. So, like, if they were to do a Mystical Archive version of Opt, which I thought they revealed that. I don't remember, then that will be Standard legal, and you can use the fancy art, just as, like, a little bit of a note. But things like, some cards are really powerful, and so they're banned, so things like Swords to Plowshare and Demonic Tutor are going to be obtainable, but not usable. And let me explain how this works. So in Limited, say you were to pull a Swords to Plowshare, you could pull that as your draft pick and use it in the Limited event, and then afterwards, it would go to your collection and just sit there and not be legal in any format. Now, you might be saying that feels really bad. First, remember, this takes the place of a common. So I don't, it's 7 cards. They've now revealed that there are 7 cards that are going to be banned out of the 63, I believe it is. Yes. So first off, it's not that many. But second off, eventually they will be useful. Once we go back to a format where it's legal. And third, they can be legal in other events. Just because it's not legal in Standard or Historic doesn't mean it won't be legal in Historic Brawl. For instance, Swords to Plowshare is a pretty good card. And I know some people who think it should be in Historic, and I can see that argument. But I think in Historic Brawl, it's perfectly fine. You get one of it in your deck, it's fine. I think that something like that would make a lot of sense, especially if they want to make it feel more like Commander. So, I would say, this may feel bad to players who only play Standard. For instance, you're not getting your common, but the odds of you using one of these cards over one of a common is really high. For instance, me, I have like hundreds of common wild cards. I don't need more commons. I would gladly take this. And that also means you can get 2 rares per pack. So this is really, really exciting. So yeah, I want to know your guys' opinion on this. Do you like how they're doing this? Now, one other thing you're going to notice, they show you how they're going to look in game. So they are going to look like they have the frame. And we get another bombshell. We are getting the Japanese exclusive art ones. So these were going to be exclusively in Japanese boosters, but they are also being in MTG Arena, but they are actually going to be in Japanese, which is a little weird. I believe the Japanese exclusive Godzilla ones, I believe they were added to MTG Arena with English text, but let me read what they have to say. Mystical Archive cards will be legal in Historic, but not Standard, though 7 of them will not join the format due to power level concerns. This includes Swords to Plowshare and Demonic Tutor. While we've let the folks previewing cards whether or no it'll be legal in Historic, and they can share that as part of previewing the cards, easy to miss. So they're going to have the list of banned cards here as they reveal them and during spoiler season. If that information is available at the time they are spoiled, I will let you know. In MTG Arena, cards from the Mystical Archive will appear in 15 card packs used in Draft and Sealed, exactly as they do in Tabletop Magic. Each 15 card pack has a dedicated slot for a Mystical Archive card and can be any rarity for the Mystical Archive, uncommon, rare, or mythic. So you're guaranteed to at least get that. The 8-card Strixhaven School of Mage packs purchased from the store or earned through play will have a Mystical Archive card instead of one of the usual commons. So when they mean 8-card, for instance, when you buy a pack from the store, you don't get 15 cards, you get 8. And so that's what they're saying here. So yeah, instead of one of the usual common cards, it can be an uncommon, rare, or mythic. So you could get 2 mythics in a pack. This means it's possible for a pack to include 2 rare cards or even 2 mythics. That's what I just said. Always 1 rare mythic from Strixhaven, as always, and the mystical archive card. So that means technically, at worst, you're getting 1 rare and 3 uncommons, which is pretty awesome. I'm someone who plays both standard and historic, so the fact that I can be collecting for a standard set and also be getting the new historic cards is really exciting. It's really difficult to keep up with both formats, and even just historic is hard because historic uses standard cards. So being able to, if this was a separate product, I would be much less likely to buy it, but because I'm getting it as part of Strixhaven, it is a lot more obtainable, and I think it's really awesome. Additionally, while collector booster packs you may find at your local game stores can include both the global and Japanese language alternate art versions of Mystical Archive cards, you'll only open the global versions in MTG Arena Store and limited packs. Card styles for the Japanese alternate art versions will be available next, and we'll share more with a bigger look at everything coming to MTG Arena in the next State of the Game. See, we told you they're not going away. So what I find interesting is that they said the State of the Games were going to be for bigger announcements. And so far, they've announced how Mystical Archives are working, how iOS is coming tomorrow, the pre-orders. We even have a bunch of events coming. This feels better than our State of the Games, and this is just a weekly update. And I want to really analyze this text here. Card styles will be available, and we'll share more soon with a bigger look at everything coming to MTG Arena in the next State of the Game. So, they could be 2 completely unrelated things, but something tells me that we're going to see a change to maybe how styles work or new ways to gain styles. I don't know, since this is one statement, I guess they're implying that we'll learn how we get these in the next State of the Game, but I like this bigger look at everything coming just because we really don't have anything to be excited about in the future, and I'm really excited for this. Now, I think they're going to do what I said and actually just make State of the Games whenever a new standard set releases, which would be Strixhaven in April. So I expect that to be the next State of the Game. But yeah, I think this is pretty good news. I hope we get a bigger look, not 2 things added to the timeline. And it seems like they're in the right track to do that. I mean, change can be really slow, especially in bigger companies. And so maybe they saw the change, the complaints that, hey, we want more communication, and communication got better, just took a little bit of time. And I hope that they saw, people want more features, and they were able to do something about it. I mean, they have been so probably profitable. I don't know this. They have been probably very profitable off of MTG Arena, and I feel like they could afford to maybe up the level of features we are getting. Maybe they're working on something really big. That's my hope, is that that's the reason we haven't seen it. But I have a feeling it's just people are busy making cards, like making or programming them. But either way, I don't want to go all doom and gloom here. This is overall a really exciting article here. So yeah, let's move on to the next thing. The MTG Arena Cube returns. The always anticipated MTG Arena Cube is returning, so be sure to hop on and enjoy it while it's around. April 2nd through the 14th. Would not surprise me. Actually, we know the release date of Strixhaven on MTG Arena. It is a week after spoilers end. So yeah, we already know that, so I don't have to speculate when the next big update's coming. But pretty cool. People like the cube. I would have thought they would do this after Strixhaven's release and then add some of the Mystical Archive cards, especially the ones that aren't legal in Historic. I mean, think about it. You throw in Swords to Plowshare, Demonic Tutor. That's pretty interesting. But maybe it's too similar to Strixhaven Draft. By the way, just to say, the Strixhaven comes out on Arena on the 15th, so this ends a day before Strixhaven comes out. I did not mean to do that. Either way, yeah, pretty cool. There's best of 1, best of 3. I know people love the cube. They seem to change it every time, which I really like. We just got the new Historic Anthology, so those will probably be in there. So yeah, then we have Playing in Historic Times, and this one kind of baited me. I was like, are we getting Historic Brawl? But no. They're saying that they launched Historic Anthology 4, and immediately new players began working on what these cards can do for historic formats. All 25 cards are available in the store for a limited amount of time. Players will be able to craft them after. And then there's a bug right now where it looks like you're only going to buy 1 of them, but you're really buying 4 of them. That's all they have to say. They've had this Historic Anthology 4 announcement 3 times, and I'm not going to try to go again, doom and gloom. I am fine if they want to do this. I mean, I don't necessarily want these to be full of padding like this, but if it's just a brief overview of what the game is looking like and what's going on, I guess it's fine. And then upcoming arena events, this is kind of a continuation from last time, so they just got rid of the event that passed, and they're announcing that Historic Brawl will be here. Again, this is a really awesome article just to know what's coming up, and I think that's great. I have no problem with them repeating the events kind of just every week, removing the events that had already happened, and then maybe adding an extra week here. So then Historic Shakeup, again, they'll be... at the end of this week, they'll be adding more cards to the ban list. I think the way they're doing this is incredible, and I hope we see this way more in the future. The fact that it is a dynamic ban list means that you're building new decks every week, or maybe you're not. Maybe you're just not building a meta deck, and it's really thriving because the people are building new decks, and they don't know how to play their deck, and then boom, you're getting a lot of really fun games. So yeah. And then F&M at home, we already knew Pauper is coming, which is 60 card, historic, common onlys. And then standard artisan, I don't know if this was announced before, but I think it was. But yeah, it doesn't look like anything too new is here. And then this looks pretty much the same here. So no real new announcements for events outside of the cube. But yeah, pretty awesome announcement. I'm glad we got lots of information on the Mystical Archive. I think the fact that we're getting the Japanese art is pretty cool. One thing I find kind of weird, they have the Japanese art for Demonic Tutor. But think about it, you're only using this in limited, so I kind of find that funny. So you have to pull a mystical tutor after what is this called? Mystical Archive, sorry. You have to pull a mythic version of it after having bought it for this to really be used, unless you're using it in other formats. So it'll be kind of interesting. I hope they are able to be purchased at any time so that once they do become part of a format, they can be purchased. But yeah, I think a lot of people are going to like this. I know people who like the idea of cosmetic cards, but they don't like the parallax, or what did they call it, depth art cards, and so these are really awesome alternatives to those. Either way, guys, that's it for this video. I want to know what you guys thought about all of this. Are you excited about iOS? Are you excited about the Mystical Archives? Maybe the Cube even, or maybe the pre-order getting a little bit of a boost? Like, there is almost nothing negative in this article. The only thing I would have to say that's negative is that they kind of repeat some things, but I really can't call that negative. That's just kind of meh. We already knew it, but yeah, this is really awesome. I really hope we continue to see these in the future. Again, let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments down below. I will see you in the next one. Bye.